Olives Event Center along the Abeokuta-Shagamu Expressway, Okemosan, adjacent to the office of the Governor of Ogun State, as one enters Abeokuta, which we gather is a special contribution of former Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Titi Oseni, to give event management and organization in Abeokuta a most befitting facelift, was a place to be on Saturday, 12th July 2014. The occasion was the traditional engagement ceremony between Abisola Nneka Mustafa from Ogun State and Chinedu Ikechukwu Maduako from Anambra State. The beautiful bride is the daughter of High Chief Bode Mustafa, who is an illustrious son of Egbaland, a highly connected politician with cosmopolitan disposition and friends cutting across the country's geopolitical divides. High Chief Olabode Hakim Mustafa, the Bobagua of Egbaland, which is one of the most influential traditional chieftaincy titles of Egbaland, looking regal, resplendent, and very colorful in the richly embroidered ashoke, with the conjugal support of his wives, played host to the top echelon of the Nigerian society, especially from Ogun State and other parts of the country. Clearly leading the dignitary list is former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who has been a mentor and benefactor of High Chief Bode Mustafa for years. Ogun State #1 citizen Senator Ibikunle Amosun and former governors Olagunsoye Oyinlola and Segun Oni of Osun and Ekiti states were joined by other notable politicians from the southwest axis of Nigeria. As of the traditional institution, the Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, the Olowo of Owu Kingdom, Oba Adegboyega Dosumu, the Oshile of Okiono Egba, Oba Dr. Adedapo Tejosho and the Oloris, the Agura of Gbagura, and other traditional rulers from Ogun State, rallied a huge support for one of their own, High Chief Olabode Mustafa, who was proudly giving out his daughter in marriage. In fact, being a very active and well-liked socialite himself, Nigeria's social establishment, from the Lagos, Ibadan, Abuja, and Southwest axis, rose up in stout solidarity with High Chief Olabode Mustafa, who went the extra mile to put the traditional engagement ceremony, the first step of the matrimonial journey of his adorable daughter, on a firm and solid pedestal. The program took off in earnest with the Chief Master of Ceremonies, the ubiquitous Sir K, completely in charge of proceedings, as he ingeniously injected interesting but relevant anecdotes that kept the entire atmosphere alive throughout the entire duration of the event. The parents of the groom, as usual, were the first to hit the arena amidst dancing and hearty felicitation.
You say see what I'm doing? You see, he's the father of the nation.
This was to adequately prepare the grounds for the entry of the tall, handsome groom, Chinedu Ikechukwu Maduako from Anambra State, who presently works with Fidelity Bank PLC. He was accompanied by a sizable number of his friends. Quickly, the master of ceremonies engaged the groom in the usual question and answer session to be sure that the groom was fully prepared and qualified to take on the huge and arduous responsibility of becoming one of the sons-in-laws to the highly respected Bobagua of Egbaland, High Chief Bode Mustapha, who does not compromise the culture and tradition of Nigeria, especially of his people, at all. By the way, it should be stated, for the avoidance of doubt, that the highly respected Bobagunwa of Egbaland holds the tradition of his people in very high esteem. Having successfully navigated the hurdle of the love drill placed in his way, Chinedu earned the right to receive the blessing from his parents-in-law and top dignitaries in attendance at the event.
What to embrace you can say, aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky? Aren't you
As a gorgeously attired bride, Abisola Nneka Mustapha and her equally beautiful friends enter the arena amidst pomp and glee, it is pertinent to go through what the father of the bride, High Chief Bode Mustapha, calls the unconventional but true love story of his daughter, the bride, and her husband, Chinedu, which has spanned 7 years altogether. Quoting High Chief Bode Mustapha, the bride and groom met 7 years ago through a casual introduction from Abisola's brother-in-law, and little did they know that they will become soulmates. However, from the telephone conversation, High Chief Bode Mustapha stated that Abi and Nedu became more convinced that they'll be together for a long-lasting and long-distance intercontinental relationship, and this went through 2 continents of the world, Europe and North America, London and Canada to be precise. In conclusion, High Chief Bode Mustapha stated that having observed the bride and groom from very close quarters, he has no doubt at all that their union, which has God as a pillar and respect and love for each other as a pivot, will stand the test of time. The take-home and import of the message in the beautiful story just narrated, which should not be lost on all of us, is that the new Nigeria, where all of us will fuse together irrespective of religion and ethnic consideration, as one and the same people with one destiny, which our children and the younger generation are bent on enthroning in the land, deserve all the encouragement the older generation of Nigerians can muster to sustain it and return to the old order of one Nigeria that knows no boundaries of differences. That was the premise on which our founding fathers envisioned our country from the beginning. The beautiful bride, Abisola Nneka Mustapha, goes to her parents and other dignitaries for prayers before joining her husband for a quiet love game. And this culminated in the exchange of engagement rings and the cutting of the engagement cake. With the bride and groom now changed into full traditional attires, and the groom, Chinedu Ikechukwu Maduako from Anambra State, looking every inch a prince from Egbaland, They now hit the dance floor with Ebenezer Obey holding fort. The couple was joined by their parents and other dignitaries, while others danced along with them in the audience. The proper wedding between Abisola Nneka Mustafa and Chinedu Ikechukwu Maduako will take place on the 26th of July in Toronto, Canada, God willing. May God bless this beautiful union, which we pray as usual will be blessed with the fruits of the womb.